I began a new Minecraft journey in an ultra-modded Let's Play called Alchemy and Automation. You might notice we're already in a village. That's because the beginning of my recording did get cut, but it's okay. I didn't do much. You guys missed out on me getting some emeralds and some pet stuff from one of the villager houses that seemed to be rolled around pets. I also took their doggy bed. Also, weirdly enough, the tools seem to get modifiers randomly, just like in Terraria. I went ahead and cleared some trees where I found this house that seemed to be a create style house off the create mod, which we might be exploring at a later date. No clue what any of these blocks are for. Also, you can hire villagers, or at least some of them, to fight for you. This village is actually goated. We're able to get iron armor and all this random other stuff from other mods. Then I see a grizzly bear, and you know how to start attacking that thing. It reminded me of when I made a mod for a bears update, but it ended up dropping nothing. That's when in the distance I see a ladder that just goes up into the air, sending me to nothingness. So here's the plan. After we loot the village entirely, we'll then go up there and take whatever's on. I've also been clearing the trees because I want to make it easier to renovate the village when I need to. And yes, I see the giant structure in the middle of the village, but I'm planning on getting everything in the village before I go there. Alright, so I cleared up a lot of trees, and after looking at that giant village structure, I'm going to the ladder first because that looks crazy. Hold up, let me do it when it's day. Okay, that's better. I had to build up to get to the ladder, but for some reason, you have to climb up the ladder from one side. The other side just doesn't work. At first, I thought it was broken, but I figured it out quite quickly. I also thought from up here, maybe I could get a better view of our surroundings. So if I could see any more structures nearby. It took me a little bit, but I managed to get to the top. The bottom floor had nothing on it, and the top floor would have a bunch of random redstone that really did nothing. When I went to one of the rooms, I found out you can pick up spawners, and oh my gosh, that gave me so many ideas. I also looted the room, but it didn't really have anything besides some random redstone. I managed to take the skeleton out, but these skeletons were buffed like crazy with a golden axe. A normal person would think we should come back later. This is more endgame stuff. You just started the world, but not me. I'm gonna make it through. I did end up dying because these guys were legitimately very hard to beat. I did turn on keep inventory, but hear me out. Do you remember Diamond Dimensions from DanTDM and what he said? You want to check out all the mods? Keep inventory is the best thing to do. Otherwise, you'll just keep dying and losing your stuff and keep fighting for backbone. But I want to see everything, and I can't play that one. I put down a barrel of all my loot I got up there because I want to be able to collect even more stuff without cramming my inventory. Soon we'll get backpacks. It takes a legitimately long time to get all the way to the top. And also, I realized I should have got a sword, but I was like, I'll probably be one on an airship, so I'll be good. The loot in these chests are starting to make me think that there won't be a sword in them. I also get a Starbuncle token, which is supposed to be the alchemy part of the mod pack. But we'll get into that later. How did I just get blindness right now? Whatever, it kind of went away pretty cool. Some of these guys' AI are kind of messed up because he just stood there and let me hit him to death. I start looting everything in sight because you never know when something will be useful later down the line. I also found out that some of these skeletons have the ability to blind me, and that's probably how I got blinded earlier. It looks like some of them have the ability to just drop potions. Blindness. I hope you enjoyed our haul because we managed to successfully loot the airship. The next structure had to be simple, the town hall. Simple, I said. I noticed that the base of the town hall also had a bunch of ores in it. I'm also clearing out the trees to make it easier to get to the town hall and to the village. But this town hall won't be an easy thing to take back. There's also just a random nether structure in the side of the town hall with a bunch of coal that's very useful. The inside of the town hall looked very nice. I was even able to eat some cake to heal up. The skeletons that took over the town hall were red instead of the yellow ones in the airship. Opposing rivalries? I also fled immediately because I didn't know there were skeletons at first in the town hall. When I got back to the town hall, I decided to put my stuff there because I am claiming this for myself as a temporary spot to live in. Then I tested what it was like to have its spawner in my hands. I had an idea. It seemed to slow me down, and I kinda thought if you put it on the side of the building, it'd be easy to grab later, but not spawn anything. That's not true. Still. Also, did you see my ring? I got poison immunity now. Then I found out this weird glitch. You can respawn with the spawners in your hand, and I break it for some reason because I was being a dunce back then. After I break some more trees, I decide to get my old chest that I left in the middle of the village because I wanted to bring it in to the town hall, putting it with the rest of my setup so far in the town hall. I also noticed I had this black lotus. I never used the Botania bomb before, but it looked kinda cool. And a free toolbox to store my create stuff. This easily was pretty good find. This is where I also find out how much harder it is gonna be to take back the town hall from these mobs. I set up a bed there to sleep the night, so we can take back the village center in the morning. At least that's what I wanted to do, but we couldn't sleep because of the monsters. So we had to fight through the night. I found out the water in the village center gives you regeneration. It was a generational discovery. Too bad it works on the mobs also. Because of this, I had to gear up. I get some wooden pants, some wooden boots, and I also get and turn the redstone into redstone ingots so I can make a redstone sword. I also make an axe and a pickaxe. I was ready to fight these and get our village center back. But you know, being a hero is not what it's all cracked up to be, and we get defeated pretty fast. But it's okay, because I can die 1,000 times. They only need to die once. So I start looting the place, and the loot here is much better than the airship. I get trinkets to increase my knockback, and to also be able to walk on powdered snow. But on top of that, my mining speed is increased, and my base mining level is set to stone. I don't realize that later. Or for a while, as a matter of fact. Also look, I found a turtle helmet. I never used it myself, or crafted one in the game, so I thought it was interesting. Also, my tactic for beating the buffed husks was just to sweep it with my sword with multiple strikes, because then I just kill them all while they all try to get through the door. Because if you didn't know, husks can only go through 3 block spaces, not 2 block, because they are slightly taller than a zombie, meaning they're slightly taller than the player. Okay kids, trivia is over. I also have a weird potion of beer, which just gives you haste, but gives you nausea as a side effect. I thought I could talk over it, but that's another death added to the tally. Before we go back out there, I did extend my chest, and eventually we're gonna have to get this sorted because it's an absolute mess. But 28 iron and 8 gold without mining is a pretty good haul. I don't know how I died there, it caught me off guard. After looking back at my footage, do you ever think we're the real pillagers? I mean, look at all the stuff we loot and steal. I get murked again. Honestly, not even a few minutes later, and we die again. That one was on me though. I finally learned you can just click the extract button instead of taking everything. Do you guys want to hear what I'm hearing? I could turn this down, but I just don't. Was that annoying? Why I didn't turn it down, I don't know. I just was locked in. Yes, there's another death in the tally added to it. I die again. But the problem is, I've been here so long, the other spawners I'm near but haven't been to yet, just keep spawning more and more, hoarding them all in one little room. Also, I turned on deaths, so I know where I have been and haven't been, and where to go. But I've died a lot, so it wasn't very helpful. I was really trying to think, how could I kill all of these skeletons and husks that were just bombarding me? So what I did was build a shovel, because the village might as well need renovations, and I'm not tackling this right now. That is future me's problem at a later date. I started making torches, clearing up the trees, and making it easier to get around in the village by clearing up dirt and making it more flat. Because my goal for this village is for this to be my home village, my home base. There'll be other places for me to go, but this is where I want my capital to be and look nice. You can slowly see the village start clearing up and looking much nicer. This will make it much easier and flatter for me to build on for my structure that I'm planning to build later. I had to also sleep because it was getting late. But in the morning, I went back to flattening everything out. I also get some sweet berries, which would be an easy, fun farm to make later on. When I was clearing the dirt out, I find out there's a knockoff sweet berry from Ars Nouveau called Sourceberry, which I could easily make with my other berry farm that I'm gonna make in the future. Anyone in the comments below know what they think I'm gonna build right here? I mean, I don't get many viewers, but hey, if you're watching this and you know, comment below. I was just mining dirt for the longest time, so there isn't much to voice over, but I've been voicing over so much I'm starting to lose my voice. I can't imagine those streamers be screaming and being all loud all day long. I can't take it for even an hour. But to be fair, I don't talk to a lot of people a lot in real life, so it makes sense. I make stairs so the villagers can have easier time getting around and getting to their houses. I realize my stairs look ugly and immediately have to fix this. At least that's what I'm supposed to do, but then I get sidetracked and do this instead. But to be fair, I was just sitting there staring like this for the longest because I left my computer. I fixed little holes like this all around the village. I don't know why they spawn like that, it's so ugly. One of the villagers definitely died and became a zombie right here because of how long I was working on this village for. And then I randomly get jumped by a nightmare stalker for no reason. It'd be funny if by the time I'm done with the village, all the villagers are dead and I'm like, here's this renovated village, and there's just no one there. It's okay though, I just some more from another village. Look at all this dirt I had in my inventory. I'm very lucky I had those mining claws. This is also where I finally give in and make some iron tools. But I skimp out on my shield and make a wooden one, because you never know when you need more iron. I also put some armor on and get ready to go back into it. And I see this Ars Nouveau tree, which looks really cool, and I think it'll be useful to have the wood for later. I see some lead ore roam renovating the village, and I'm like, don't mind if I do. How it looks so far, all flattened out, I'm gonna put a staircase separating the bottom from the top to have a lower class system and a top class system, so they think they're different. But in reality, they're both all just villagers, and I'm the one in the castle, the one that's really rich. And if you don't think these villagers are really the same, this guy is supposed to be on the top class, but he's been stuck in a barrel in the front of his house. I tried to make it look natural, so when I put the stairs, it doesn't look so sharp, but I might just make it look sharp, because this looks a little weird. So I start finally setting up the staircase, and the zombie comes at me with an iron shovel with the most crazy potion effects ever. I mean, I kill him, but why was he so buff in the first place? Did you guys notice that I survived on half a heart just to die by something I couldn't even see? I swear this staircase is so dangerous, I get jumped again. By this time, some summons from an iron spells mod. I don't understand how more stuff is starting to spawn when I placed more torches. There was no torches before, but now that everything's out in the open, there's more things spawning, yet there's more torches. I managed to kill the necromancer, but he still kills me after the grave. Oh man, at least I got a heart crystal, so I juiced myself up, and now I have more health. If you can't tell, my red hearts are turning orange. Only 2 of them so far though. I must have been seriously shaken up because I put dirt instead of wood for my staircase when I was trying to craft it. Also, when I'm playing these sounds back, why do I sound like AI? I'm not AI. I'm losing my voice, maybe that's it. You see this? Look at that, that's good. This bowman's slacking off, he's sleeping on the floor when he should be at work. I see another necromancer while I was trying to build. These guys should be much more rare, so I had a 1v1 with his summons again. But then I thought about what if I just leave him alone, and he did not fight me, so I didn't actually need to 1v1 his summons again. Honestly, later on, we need to get our own summon so I can just build in peace. And I'm building another staircase to an even higher class of the village. Why? Yeah, I don't know. I also collect these pumpkins because I feel like pumpkins are always very useful in mod packs. Look at me going down here. Doesn't this just look nice? Perfect, what I wanted. A more flat, easy, simple, nicer looking village. I'm also gonna build a staircase down and up to get easier way into the town hall, so once we take it back, it'll be easy to get in. And look at all those deaths I had. A lot, huh? And because this house was so secluded, I didn't even loot this chest until just now. I thought I could just hop back into the town hall, but then I get jumped. With these stairs, we're gonna be ending the video. We'll be taking back the town hall in the next one. See you guys next time. Peace out.